Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, with daily insight on the Nasdaq-100 Index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed on Nasdaq. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Joining me this Monday afternoon, we have Chris Dearboen, Managing Director on Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk, for an update on technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq-100. Chris, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks. It's been a couple of weeks since we had you with us, and since then, the Nasdaq-100 continues to hit all-time highs. In fact, today we hit an intraday all-time high.
Absolutely. Last week on the holiday shortened week, it was a fantastic run for all the major indexes. The Nasdaq-100, obviously being one of the leaders there, making new all-time highs last week. Granted on lighter volume for the holiday shortened week, but still a very strong run. And today it's a continuation day. We opened the index at 14,813, made a new high today. It's looking very good.
So Chris, let's take a look at your first chart here with some fresh levels on the Nasdaq-100.
We've struggled with this new high level recently over the last couple of days. Last week we pulled back, rallied back up, and pulled back again. As I just mentioned before, we opened lower where we are right now. The index, if it's going to have legs today, must close higher than the opening. So I might have misspoke. The opening is 14,878. We're a little bit below that by about 20 points right now. We need to close above that to see higher highs. Now, what's very interesting, which we saw last week and earlier today, and you've heard me talk about it before, is the relative strength index. So RSI is a common measure in technical patterns here, and looking to measure overbought and oversold conditions. The Nasdaq-100 has been in an overbought condition for well over a week now, trading well above that 70 level, which means that the buying is starting to wane. However, it will take a week to 10 days for this to start to play out. If we continue to open higher and close lower, even though we make intraday highs, look for the index to pull back to support. The first major level of support here is 14,753. Followed by the Fibonacci retracement of 76.4 from the 52-week high, and that will be 14,265. So look for this to be a natural progression. Nothing right, nothing wrong about it. It's just the way that the buyers start to consume the time frame of how the index is trading. A pullback is good. We've seen it happen many a times, and it should happen again.
So, Chris, it's interesting when we talk about the technicals and when it lines up with what fundamental strategists are saying. I always find that interesting because from a fundamental perspective, with the earnings really kicking in probably in 2 weeks for the Nasdaq-100 when we see all the heavyweights report. So when we're talking about stocks at lofty valuations, and they really have to crush it when it comes to earnings and provide that solid guidance. Then when you're seeing RSI showing overbought, you know, it kind of can be that perfect storm where they are really going to have to deliver on earnings because analyst expectations are quite high for this quarter.
They are. Well, you have a low comp considering from last year, right? I mean, basically the economy was shut down 100% for Q2 of 2020. So anything is better. And we've had a very strong awakening here. The tech has been very strong. Consumer has come on, even though you have inflation fears, and the rest of the industry levels are starting to come along as well. There's an old adage saying for traders, good fundamentals make good technicals. We'll have to see what the earnings do to see what the technicals shake out here for the chart.
All right, and if we take a look at your last chart here, which constituents are adding to the performance today?
You know, obviously Tesla with the news is headstrong today, adding almost 25 points. NVIDIA and Facebook are also very strong. Tech itself is up there again. Apple's trading kind of flat, so there's really a non-event there. It's shaving 6 points off. And Charter and Adobe are down over 1% both. Charter a little bit more on the news, taking only 7 points away from the index between those two large mega cap companies.
All right, Chris, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.